are joined by an amazing guest. It's a pioneer in the making, and as I always say, it is about the Black Bill Gates in the making. And today we get to be joined by global change investors, and it is a GCI where we get to talk to Ntate Brian about the work and initiatives that they are doing within money, debt, saving, banking, and a whole lot more. Good afternoon, Ntate.
Good afternoon.
How do you do?
I'm doing well, and how are you?
Fantastic.
Good, thanks. Just get into it. Just tell us what GCI Financial Literacy Program is all about. And I feel like I love just how it's an initiative, it's a program, because I think it's something that mostly in our communities, we don't know anything about finance. So just walk us through and how you implement this program for everyone else.
I think where we started, I think at GCI, like our mandate is very clear, is to lead investment and intergenerational wealth creation. And amongst our people, not many have an understanding of what money is.
Yes.
Particularly the time value of money, and more often than not, many of us, when we come to money, we only know it as one you receive and one you use to buy. Whether it can do so much, that is not what we are accustomed to, and it sometimes gives us problem, because when you start talking intergenerational wealth creation, because most of our people are used to get rich quick scheme, it becomes difficult for them to understand what needs to be done and how we need to go about it. And it was after a year or two of our existence, since we established in 2017 August, that we came to realize it is necessary to implement or to run a campaign on financial literacy, because it's through that financial literacy campaign that many of our people will begin to understand money. Money is not just paper, it's not just the coins, but these are the things that are available. This is what is available for us to use.
Sure. Well, and I think you touched on an important one, and Tate Brian, about investing, about financial literacy as a whole within the continent of Africa. Not only that, but especially with young and old people. But let's touch on investment. How important is investment for a person who's working, for a child who is in high school, in primary school, those savings that they put aside? How important is that?
Investment is very, very important, Amoni. And there's one thing you need to know. Many of us, particularly Africans in particular, who have never been taught from a young age the importance of investment.
Yes.
Many of us, we have never, even in our class, during our school days, nothing of money came to our attention.
Yes.
It's only now when we are growing older, that's when you get to understand this is the time to think of investment. And by that time, many of us are already in debt. Whereas investment is supposed to be something that you need to get to know even before you get your first cent. A conversation in the house must be able to prepare you for a life either after school or a life after university, to be able to generate an understanding what is of importance, where do I put my money once I receive it.
So Mr. Ndo, I want us to talk about maybe what is investment. It could be a term that we could assume that people understand, but not maybe everybody understand what is investment and what are the different types of investments that one can venture in.
From us as GCI, the way we have coined investment, we understood like our investment is for intergenerational wealth creation, meaning it's not something that you put money today and then you'll get your money tomorrow. It's something long term. That is where we start. You are putting money into businesses, into ventures that should be able to generate more money for you. As you are working now, you need to be able to enjoy the money that you are investing in. Hence, you'll have seen, I think, in the exchange that we have, there are 4 portfolios that we have identified, wherein anyone and all who wants to join GCI, you invest either in property development, you invest in agriculture, you invest in financial services. We also have retail shops that we are establishing. These are all the areas where if you were to join GCI, you will be able to put your money in. These are ventures that will be able to generate more money for us that we can then be able to share
Yeah.
Once we have made substantial of it, not only in the thousands, but in the millions and the billions.
Interesting, and I think one at home could be listening and hearing us, and they're thinking of a pyramid scheme. They're thinking of investment, that we put money, we sit and we relax, and we just put it there. But what would you say to a person who's sitting at home about the initiative, the business that it is, and the initiative that it allows generational wealth, and not so that they think of a pyramid scheme when they hear of this beautiful work that you're doing?
The difference between us and the pyramid scheme, we decided, we chose not to become a pyramid scheme. It's possible to become a pyramid scheme today because it's just to sell people air, and once they have taken to heart what that air entails, they give you money. With us, you are investing into tangibles. The difference is you are investing into tangibles. As we are speaking this afternoon, I mean, we had a site visit on Wednesday to the 2 land parcels that we have, where we'll be doing agricultural development. One is in Bilabila, the other one is in Mkiwane in Northwest. These are areas that if you were to invest, you will be able to see the land. We own the land.
Yes.
It's not something that someone, if you go and check to the deeds, and says whose land does this one belong to, they will be able to tell you it belongs to GCI property developers, because that is the land that we bought, that we want to make use of it to generate this generational wealth.
So I want us maybe to get into how does one actually be a part
Yes.
of the program, and then you also mentioned how you bought the land. Is it also the land that you buy maybe with the investors' money so that it generates the income afterwards?
We did not have a money of our own. We are using the investors' money, because you are not only giving us the money to put in the bank,
Yes.
you are giving us the money to be able to identify generational wealth creating ventures, and one of it was the land that we have bought.
Yes.
To be able to pursue agriculture, different type of agriculture. We'll be doing fish farming, we'll be doing vegetable production, in the tunnels, hydroponic aquaculture. That is the type of agriculture that we'll be doing. If anyone wants to join, there are 2 ways you can come through. I'm just coming through, there's a 500 rand that you need to pay, and then you become, it's a non-refundable joining fee. And you must have committed yourself to either invest 500 rand on a monthly basis or invest 750 rand. That is how
monthly basis.
on a monthly basis. And that money, you put it into our account, and there will be a day. Like we have said, this is intergenerational wealth creation. There comes a day where we'll agree as shareholders and as members of Global Change Investors, where we will say we no longer have to put our money in. The money that we have generated, the business is now a going concern. It can sustain itself.
Oh, wow.
Amazing.
Well, thank you very much. I think your last parting words at this point. What would you like to say to South Africa, to Africans that are watching and are saying that they want to be part of GCI, what you're doing, the work and the impact that you get to have, not for only us today, but for generational wealth? What would you say to them at this point?
One thing that we can leave the viewers with is you must be committed to making things that can last.
Yeah.
If you want to go very far, you need to collaborate with others, because as an individual you are likely to miss it. There is a motto or an adage that says if you want to go fast, you go alone, but if you want to go very far, you need to find others that can be committed to your mandate, that can be committed to what you want to achieve, and collaborate with them. And that is what is missing amongst Africa. There is a way that many of us are thinking, if we can compete amongst ourselves, we'll do good. But the best that we can do today, if we were to go very far, is to collaborate, is to cooperate, particularly as we move closer to the Africa Free Trade Area. Because that is when, as Africans, we need to come together, trade amongst ourselves, provide that which is good for us. And that is the reason, I mean, the financial literacy campaign that we are talking of, that will be launching on the 14th of November. It's so much important, because then it will be able to expose as many people as possible to the world of money, to the world of agriculture and agro-processing, to the world of banking. All these are opportunities that together we can learn in making things that can last.
And then where is that taking place? And also just let the viewers know where they can actually get a hold of GCI.
The launch will be virtual. I mean, we are still living here where Corona is still so much alive, and we do not want to expose anyone to that disease. It's a deadly disease. We have seen so many of our people dying. Why do we need to expose them to such a disease? The launch will be virtual on the 14th of November. And if you need to find us, the first thing first, you check on our website. Is www.globalchangeinvestors.co.za. Secondly, you can send us an email, info@globalchangeinvestors.co.za. If you want to hear a voice on the other side or you want to text, the number is 081-599-7170. That's where you can find us for any questions that you have about becoming part of this life-changing movement in our times.
Well, I think that is a beautiful one that we get to engage with GCI. You heard it yourself right on Midday Express. And so unfortunate that we are running out of time. This conversation needed at least 5 hours of airtime, so we get to talk all things about investment and so forth. But thank you very much, Baba, for joining us.
Thank you, Amon, and thank you, Rarsa.